What is happening, everyone? Mystic Fluffy here. Welcome to the YouTube channel. Hope you guys are doing well on this magnificent day, morning or evening. It's a pleasure to be here. So in this video I'll be sharing some light on what the good, the bad, the ugly of reprints of Pokemon cards. And you wouldn't want to miss out on this, so stick around, guys. Alrighty guys, let's dive right into it. So Pokemon reprints, whenever you hear this word, it gives a lot of collectors and investors massive headaches, and it's not a pleasing thing to the ears, but it is what it is, and you just got to accept the fact that Pokemon does this. And the reason why Pokemon does this is not to upset the entire collectors and investors, but that there is a section of the audience in the Pokemon TCG where people actually play and enter the tournament gameplay. So with this Pokemon gameplay in the tournaments, it actually goes out of rotation eventually. So once it's out of rotation, Pokemon will usually stop printing that set. So at the moment it's the Sun and Moon set, so it's still in gameplay in the tournament. So that's why Pokemon actually reprints this, to allow competitors to complete their deck or expand their deck, so to be able to actually fit better cards into their gameplay to battle against other competitors. So that's the reason why Pokemon actually reprints. It's not solely to just entirely to just make a profit. So let's actually look at the good and the bad of reprints. I know there's a lot of people that are against the reprints, but listen to me out, guys. It's actually not all that bad. I've actually had some experience on this as well. So let's look at the bad things of reprinting of Pokemon TCG. So the bad things about this is that it does affect the people who have collected sealed products. So let's just say you've held on to Unbroken Bonds booster box. So you held on to it, and then last year before the reprint, it was hitting about, I think it was like 400 Australian dollars, maybe 500 Australian dollars, give or take a bit. So that's a massive increase. So that's, you know, you can buy them for about $150 once they go on the market. And then the reprint happened, and it dropped the price to about $200 Australian dollars. So it's still expensive, but it has dropped the price. And then people that have put money on this would be pretty furious. I mean, I don't blame them, but so that's the negative side of things, where it just puts in a lot of attention onto these products, where it gives other people to buy it, and then if there's more supply of it, the value actually decreases because the demand for it is not as high, which is actually allowing this to, you know, affect people's emotions and make them upset about it. So that's some of the negative things about the reprints. But the good thing is that, but also bad thing is that if it reprints something that you bought 4 years ago, then it does affect the pricing of that. Then you have to restart and then eventually wait for it to pick up again. But it doesn't take long for it to pick up again. So I'm pretty sure at the moment the booster boxes are almost $300, or if more than that at the moment. But the good thing about reprints is that it gives you an opportunity to, especially people that are entering the hobby or starting up, gives them a taste of the products that were actually popular. So Pokemon have reprinted Cosmic Eclipse, or they're going to reprint Cosmic Eclipse, Unified Minds, Ultra Prism, Unbroken Bonds, Celestial Storm had a hit. So these sets have had reprints, and the thing is, if you have been sitting on like maybe 5 booster boxes just before the reprint happens, you can actually sell a few. If you sell a few, you can actually get more and still make a profit from that. So, but it is risky in the end, because we don't know how much they're going to reprint. Usually the reprint isn't huge, it's just a small amount. It's definitely, the reprint's definitely not as much as the first release on the first day once it gets released on the market. That's how it is with Pokemon. They got to do this, and for the actually tournament players, because, you know, if they run out of cards or they want to improve their deck, they've got to have a supply for these guys as well. So it's not all bad, but moving on. So with this, it actually gives opportunities for other people to actually get them, because when people just start entering the hobby, like for myself, I entered the hobby. I entered it early on, and then I got back into it in around early last year, and I missed out on Hidden Fates. Even though they had Hidden Fates tins, that was huge. So I managed to get some of those, but I never had a chance to get the Hidden Fates Elite Trainer boxes, which were going for like $300, and then eventually got to like almost like $500, which is way out of my budget. I wouldn't pay that. And then there was an announcement that the Elite Trainer box of Hidden Fates was going to get a reprint, which was around Christmas time last year. And so I actually managed to get some, and I'm sure a lot of people, if they have the money they would actually, probably someone would have sold them and then actually picked up a few more for themselves to make a little profit. So it's not all bad, although it just affects the people that are long-term investors. And long-term investors will get hit hard, but eventually, it will pick up again. It will just take a bit longer, that's all. So instead of taking 5 years for it to hit $1,000 or something, it will just take 6 years, because the supply is very limited. It's not like it's feeding the whole entire nation. The Elite Trainer boxes, it was mainly for like America and Europe. I think it was Europe, but Australia never got the Elite Trainer boxes. We only got the tins, but the tins were still good, and they were hot off the market. You couldn't really. It's very hard to buy the Hidden Fates tins in stores, because that people just swept them up and just grabbed them, like booked them, pre-ordered them, and it was done and dusted. And before, when you go to the shops, it was all gone. So usually reprints, although it's best to get the reprints when it's released early on, otherwise the prices just jack up. I was lucky enough to get the Hidden Fates Elite Trainer boxes just in time, so I got it for about about $150 Australian dollars. So probably now it's probably 180, 190. So eventually I'll just pick up. So I believe that it's better to get the reprints earlier on the first couple of days before it does skyrocket in price, and then eventually it will sit on where it left off prior to the release date. But it'll just take a bit of time, that's all. And another great thing about reprints is that it gives you an opportunity to actually get other stuff as well, like the singles. And it would be normal for the singles to go down in price, except the really hot chase cards. It'd be hard for them to drop in price, because people are really after them, and there's a few cases where people are actually willing to pay a premium for that. So yeah, and then that's that with the reprints. So it gives you an opportunity to do that. But at first I was a bit annoyed when there was reprints, but there's not much you can actually do about reprints, so you just got to accept the fact reprints are bound to happen. So that's why a lot of investors and collectors are very wary of modern products, because they never know when reprints will happen. So say they invested in like Cosmic Eclipse, and then that's getting reprints, so it's really upsetting. Like, I understand why that people are quite negative to modern products, and instead invest in more vintage products, such as like the EX series or Wizards of the Coast or Heart Gold, Soul Silver, that era, or Black and White, Diamond Pearl. Like those sets, they will unlikely get a reprint, even though it's still under Pokemon that have produced them. So it's good. I believe that that's why people like steer clear from. But modern products got some pretty amazing cards. There's a lot of hype with Charizards. There's full arts, there's hyper rares, but what stops you from getting another one? So that kind of adds to the collection and increases your investment volume. So that's that with reprints, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty down the track. There could even be reprints of Shining Fates or Battlestar, which is the new sets. I mean, Vivid Voltage is getting reprints, and that's booster boxes selling for like $220 roughly, and that's the most recent product that came out in like October, around October, November. Oh yeah, November. So that's getting reprint, and it's just the most recent product. And then Vivid Voltage is still really sought after because of the cards that it has. It's got the Pikachus, the amazing rares, and the trainers, and yeah, people are actually after. And there's the secret rare Obstagoon, and there's Oranguru people are after. But yeah, that's my take on it, guys. So guys, that's all I have for you today, and it's been a pleasure to share some light on reprints. So I'll just sum up. So the negative part of it, so the bad side of it, is reprints affect people who are wanting to sit on it for like 10 years, 5 years, long term. But if it's short term, it doesn't really affect you, because it's a short period where the reprints happen. It's a limited supply. It's not like it's like as if it's the first release day. It's limited supply, and eventually people will grab onto them, and then they'll sell out. And maybe you could actually sell some of your extras on the side. Or maybe if you don't need to, you can hold on to more. So that's more investment for you down the track. Because there's a lot of collectors that actually prefer sealed products over single products, like as in raw cards. And that's that. So that's my spin on this, guys. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of the reprints. If you think it's a good or bad thing, if I've missed out on anything. I really appreciate on any comments you guys make. I love reading comments as well, guys. So as always, guys, keep safe, stay out of trouble, and I'll see you on the next one.